take pride in the presence of
There's so many people.
many great newspapers from our
bad
country.
egg here, she'll tell you that.
It's my cousin.
She just barely started claiming me.
I'm sorry, you can't
Among
stand
those
it. You have to get off the bridge.
dignitaries present
Same old.
include Bishop John Sharp,
Off the
the
bridge.
railroad bishop representing Governor Brigham Young. We also have Mayor Lauren Farr of Ogden. The beautifully uniformed band is from the Mormon 10th Ward from Salt Lake City.
I want to tell you a story about Lauren Farr. So Lauren Farr was the first mayor and governor of Ogden. He had his fort up there. So the Wall Avenue uprising, the Shoshone, he smoked a peace pipe with Chief Cherokee, and they settled it. Chief Cherokee rode home, got to right there where Harrisville's now down the creek, where they'd come in the hot springs. Stewart shot him in the head and murdered him. So Chief Cherokee retaliated. Little Soldier retaliated, and they says, you took our elder. They took the oldest guy in all of Ogden, was my great-great-grandfather. Last name Blanchard, shot him through the heart. So Stewart said he shot him because he was trying to prove the story of Jim Bridger, when Bridger told Brigham Young, Jim Bridger, remember, lived in Ogden for 20 years before, and they stopped there, and he says, you'll never survive in Salt Lake. He says, you need to go through Ogden, blah, 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 and they were headed to San Francisco, but he was sick. Brigham Young was sick. And they were 6 days behind the Donner Party. They knew what happened. So they did anyway. He says, I'll give you $1,000 for the first bushel of corn you could throw. And the Mormons starved to death, a lot of them. But Stewart says I was trying to prove that thesis. He was in my corn, which is a total lie. They murdered Chief Cherokee. There's a Mormon church on top of on 10th Street, on where my grandparents, that's my cousin right there, the Tracy Ranch Farm. Right there on 10th and 12th, and right below Washington Boulevard on the Mount Ford. That's the ancient Shoyo burial ground. There's a Mormon church on it. So there's your history.
But these are not ordinary spikes. Ladies and gentlemen, these are golden spikes made from pure California gold. Dr. Hardin.
So Abraham Hunsaker, the fourth my grandpa, Abraham Sutter's is where they got the California gold. It was Mormons who found the gold at Sutter's Mill. The first office was in his house in Hunsakerville.
By a new line of trade and commerce is about to be driven to its place. To perform this act, the east and the west.
So Mitch McConnell's wife spoke about the Chinese.
Never since history commenced her record of human events
but we know who
has
she
man been
is.
called upon to meet the completion of a work so magnificent in contemplation until marvelous in execution.
What a crowd. Keep it going. So
Within whose borders and
this line was built,
the Pacific Railroad
as they call in Russia, they call it the Road of Bones, Ellen. I call this the Rail of Blood. This is robber barons. Nothing more, nothing less than robber barons. Now they mind the big data.
Gold has been towards the spike. From
Over
her
here where you can
laurels
see.
has been unitized. And by the hands of her citizens, she offers them to become part of this great highway, which is about to unite her in closer fellowship with her sisters of the Atlantic. From her bosom was taken the first soil. Let hers be the last tie and the last spike. And with them, accept the hopes and wishes of her people, that the success of your enterprise will not stop short of its brightest promise. This spike was donated by Mr. Frank Marriott, publisher of the San Francisco Newsletter. And in conclusion, I should like to draw your attention to this spike. The gift of David Hughes of San Francisco. On its head is inscribed the last spike. On three sides, the names of railroad officials. And on the fourth side, this sentence. May God continue the unity of our country as this railroad unites the two great oceans of the world. Dr. Grant?
Oh, it changed the world. Not for the better.
And now it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. F.A. Triton, United States Railroad Commissioner and candidate for governor of the great state of Nevada. He will present his spike of pure silver from the famed Golden on behalf of the people of Nevada.
Thank you, Mr. Mills. To the iron of the east and the gold of the west, Nevada adds her link of silver to span the continent and wet the oceans.
We are highly honored today with the presence of the Honorable Anson P.K. Safford, who is en route to Arizona as the newly appointed territorial governor. He was kind enough to delay his journey in order to make a presentation on behalf of the Arizona Territory. Governor Safford.
Ribbed with iron, clad in silver, and crowned with gold, Arizona presents her offering that has bent the continent and directed the pathway to commerce.
And now,
One whiskey, two beers, whatever I give my hand.
honor and privilege to introduce a man of vision,
I'm ready for one. I'll
man
tell you
of
that.
courage, a humanitarian, and one who is highly esteemed by those of us who call him our friend. He's a Californian whose farsightedness has contributed in large measure to the success of this great enterprise. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Central Pacific Railroad, Governor Leland Stanford.
I teach in California. We call him the Great Indian Killer.
When
I did teach that.
With pride and satisfaction, these gold and silver tokens
Nice.
of your appreciation of the importance of our enterprise to the material riches of the whole country, north, south, east, and west. These gifts shall receive a fitting place in the superstructure of our road. But before driving the last spike in the completion of the Pacific Railroad, allow me to express the hope that the great importance which you are pleased to attach to our undertaking may be in every respect fully realized.
Said his favorite sport was to shoot Indians out of the train one day.
And Pacific, and affording
Same with the sun.
and nutrients that will prove we just
Stanford kills Utes in Pac-10 action. Again?
Facility. The day has gone far distant when 3 tracks shall be found necessary to accommodate the commerce and travel which shall seek transit across this continent. Presently only in one way on each track, granting the demands of cheapness and time. In conclusion, I might add, we hope to do ultimately that which is now impossible on long lines, transport coarse, heavy, and cheap products at living rates to the trade.
Indeed. Thank you, Governor Stanford, for your astute and timely remarks. We regret that Dr. Durant is suffering from a severe headache and has temporarily retired to his quarters. In his absence and in the
many
absence
billions
of
he
the
stole.
President of the Union Pacific Railroad,
He was busy
Mr.
outlining
Oliver
up the
Ray,
chain. He's
we have
killing
asked
him over the
General
hill.
Grenville Dodge chief engineer, to represent his railroad with a few remarks.
Mr. Mills, thank you. Gentlemen, the great senator from Missouri, Thomas Hart Benton, proposed that someday a giant statue of Columbus should be erected on the highest peak of the Rocky Mountains, pointing westward, denoting
That's who
this
mentored
is the great
J.
route across
Jackson
our
Pollock,
continent.
Thomas Hart
Today
Benton,
you have made that
Jr.
prophecy a fact. This is the way to India!
Thank you, General
That was
Dodge.
Thomas Hart Benton's
Ladies and
son
gentlemen,
was the
that
great
moment
artist.
for which you
That's who
and
taught
the entire
Jackson
nation
Pollock.
have been waiting. The driving of the
Thomas
last
Hart
spike is
Benton.
at
That's
hand.
the cylinder was
At
his
this time,
father.
we
He
wish
was
to
connected
commend
all
both railroad companies
the
and
great
their workers
Depressionary
for
artist.
their
Thomas Hart
efficiency
Benton.
and hard work
His
in
son.
bringing this monumental undertaking
Probably
to
his
successful
grandson.
fruition
Thomas Hart
in
Benton.
a
That's who
record
taught
6½ years instead of the 12
Who
years
forget how
allotted to the
connected he
bench.
was?
A final
Oh my God, what
presentation
an
will be
artist.
made in the form
Yeah, all
of
these
a
connections,
silver-plated
all of that
spike
stuff.
ball by Mr.
still there,
L.W.
don't kid
Cole,
yourself.
President of the Pacific Union Express Company, after which Governor
far did
Stanford
you guys come?
and Dr. Durant will make a
will
few
wait.
ceremonial taps on the
just
precious
a little,
little
John.
spikes with the mall.
I live here in
Mr.
Ogden.
Cole.
Railroad officials, honored guests, and
I was out here
friends.
on the 100th.
It is
John
the honor
Wayne
of
and Johnny
the
Cash spoke.
officers and workers of the Pacific Union Railroad Company
Yeah,
who
we
have
got
their
Governor Herbert.
congratulations
John
upon
Wayne
the
to Governor
completion
Herbert.
of this modern-day
Oops.
America.
Little downhill.
This silver-plated spike mall is symbolic of our good wishes.
It was incredible. The year-long celebration in Ogden was crazy. It was so fun. But the railroad was alive and well then. Yeah. It was booming. Ogden was booming. That's why I always use the can. American can was in Ogden. And all the industry was in Ogden because of this.
Yeah.
It
It's a
was.
big industry.
It was. It's all gone. Everything's gone.
Yeah, it's all.
They call them the Great War Profiteers. Here we go. Now, you know when they originally drove it, they missed.
Everybody missed.
Yeah. Well, they had a wire hooked to the hammer to the spike for the first telegram in history. Here we go.
Absolutely beautiful.
Woohoo!
You got to figure they're
At
probably
this
pretty well
point,
liquored
I
up.
Well, the guys that swung it never worked a day in their
last
lives.
spike is a regular iron railroad spike that can be driven with the maul. Both the spike and the maul have been wired to the transcontinental telegraph line so that people everywhere can hear the blows as the spike is driven. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment has arrived. Boston and New Orleans have wired that they are ready and waiting.
Nice.
Indeed, throughout the length
gotta
and
get
breadth
this
of
right.
the country, people everywhere are waiting at every Western Union station as Mr.
right.
Schilling gives a signal that the last spike is driven.
Let's get this right.
A magnetic ball will fall in the dome of the national capitol. In San Francisco, the fire alarm bell will ring. A volley of 200 rounds will be fired in salute at Fort Point. And in Philadelphia, the Liberty Bell will ring again.
Think they'll miss?
We're ready. Promontory to the country, all ready now. Dr. Durant has adjusted the spike. The spike will soon be driven. The signal will be 3 dots for the commencement of the blows. All right, Governor. Oh!
Whoops.
There, Governor.
Didn't do any better.
You got somebody who knows.
Perhaps we need a real railroad worker up here to make this star job done.
Amen.
There we go. Drive her home. That's it.
There she is. The world was changed.
Promontory to the country. Bulletin D O N E done.